Hey, it's Chris with Never Enough Outdoors, and today is Friday, so I thought I'd take a short lunch break and come to the lake down the street from my office and fish for about 30 minutes. I've been here once before during the winter. It was too cold, so I'm back today. It's been a little warmer this week. It's in the 70s this week. Today it's not, but the last 3 days have been in the 70s, and it's rained a little bit, so I'm hoping it may have warmed the water up a little bit. It's still in February, so still kind of winter, but we'll go see what we can do. Please subscribe and check out my other videos. Thanks. All right, I'm out here at this lake. I came here recently. It was way too cold for me to be fishing, but I decided to come back today. I thought I brought a spinning reel, but I didn't. I was gonna put a worm on it, but all I have are 3 bait casters today, so I brought 2 down here to the water. I'm gonna see what I can do. I don't have a lot to fish with in this shallow stuff, but I've got a chatterbait on here now. We'll just see if the fish are biting yet. It's been warm the past few days, and it's rained a little bit, and I went to another lake earlier this week, and it was the water temperature was about 50 degrees. That lake had not turned over yet. Look at that. Trying to throw it farther, and I loosened my brake up too much. Check out my video I've got showing how to get Backlash out. It's real simple. Look how fast I just cleared that line out. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'll show you how to easily get Backlash out. That was a little better. Didn't go near as far, but I don't even know if there's a fish in this lake, to be honest with you. I came here once and didn't see a fish. I don't see a fish today. Not a minnow or anything. It's right at getting close to time for the springtime bite to start happening, but it's just a matter of finding out when that is and getting out and fishing it. Seems to be a little deeper over here. I don't know if people take the time to walk over here. That's why I walked over here. It's a little farther walk, but I'm not going to stay here but a few minutes. I'm taking my lunch break. Try to keep it within the hour, including the drive time and everything. Of course, I took a conference call on the way over here, so I don't know if that is considered work or driving or lunch break. We'll just see if this sparks a bite. Like I said, I don't have a clue if there's a fish in here or not. Just looking around the edges, I don't see any fish swimming around. There's obviously ducks here and geese. I saw turtle the other day, last time I came. This has got a rattle trap on it. I don't remember if this is a Rapala brand or something else, but they have little beads. Hear that? That bounce around and make a lot of noise when you're fishing this thing. And I've done pretty well with them over the years in small lakes. Matter of fact, it's my go-to lure most of the time. The only problem with them is they sink when you stop reeling. Some of them float, but these sink. And so when I stop reeling, they want to get deeper. And so you really have to reel kind of fast in a shallow lake to keep them off the bottom. After a while, you get a feel for it, and you'll know how fast you need to reel to keep them off the bottom. And I usually put my rod up to make it go forward, and then as I go back down, I reel it in. Not always, sometimes I just reel it, but I do pull my rod up often because it helps me feel that rattle in there working. I just turned my head over here and the water looked like something might have just jumped right here. I didn't even notice it. Our fish came up to the bottom. There's a turtle right in front of where I just cast. I'm gonna ride right over him, right there. I don't want to snag him, but I just put my line on him. He swam away. So I know there's wildlife here. I just don't know what extent the fish are, if there's any. But the only way we know is to try to catch them. The bad part about fishing in the winter, oh, there's a fish, a bass. It's not very big, but it's a bass. See him right there? There's a few of them, a few minnows right there. About 5 of them, really. Sweet. That's promising. There's another turtle. That makes me feel better. But the bad thing about fishing in the wintertime, for me, is I'm not very good at fishing in the winter. I don't catch a whole lot. I'll catch one every now and then, but it's not like I just go out and catch them all the time. I do have some spots I go at certain lakes, but in these smaller lakes, it's not really the same place every time. It rained this morning. Matter of fact, there's still some rain kind of coming over, so I don't know if I'll get wet any or not, but right now it's not raining. I caught some weeds that time. It's almost too shallow over here. The fact that I've seen minnows now makes me feel a lot better. That one bass I saw was about, I don't know, 6 or 8 inches, maybe a little longer. Kind of fat. That makes me feel a little better. Like I said, I'm having to fish this thing pretty fast because it's so shallow. I hate to have to fish it so fast here in late winter because the fish aren't in that same kind of hurry that I am. Let's try this one again. I might end up taking that frogtail off of there. This one I can fish a lot slower. Especially because the hook is pointed. When you fish this thing, it's moving like that. It's not like that. It's moving like that. So the hook, I don't have to worry about getting snagged on something as bad. A lot of times when you fish something that makes noise or rattles or spins, like a spinnerbait or something, you get in a certain groove when you're reeling that you can feel it spinning. Sometimes you can't feel it, and it makes you wonder if it's even doing its thing, or if the thing that spins has got caught up on something. Sometimes I'll jerk it real hard and it'll make that thing spin again. I can feel it as I'm reeling about this fast, and I can see it spinning now that I can see the lure, but I can feel it doing its thing. So this thing's making noise underwater. I think something followed me in that time. It came to the surface as I pull my lure out, but I couldn't see what it was. How you doing?
Good. Doing any good out there?
No, not quite warm enough, I don't think. But the bait's working.
Yeah.
One day I want to come over here and circle the whole lake. It's not very big. I don't even know if it's big enough to call a lake. There's a bunch of turtles in this lake. Sometimes you see me as I cast, I put my rod up in the air. I'm giving it more room between my rod tip and the water. It lets my reel keep spinning without me having to stop it to keep from causing backlash. It's something I started doing over the years. I didn't have to do it that time, but sometimes I'll pick it way up high above my head sometimes just to give it a little more time to hit the water. If it hits the water too soon, if I'm not ready for it, it'll backlash. Because I've got my brakes set up a little loose right now so I can cast this thing a little farther. That's why I do that. Oftentimes when I'm fishing, you'll see me do that. And I get out my arm, my reel gets out of camera view. But that's what I'm doing. I don't know if anything's gonna bite. I hate to keep uploading videos of me not catching anything, but it'll be springtime here soon. I'm gonna go fishing maybe tomorrow evening. I'll take the John boat out and hit a lake that I've fished for years, but I found that the fish only bite there for me at the beginning of the season or during the winter when it's been warm a few days. When the crowd starts fishing it, it gets hard to catch stuff. I don't know why that is, but that's what I've noticed. Yep, look at that. A lot of people say they get that and they're like, oh no, I'm doomed. And they just reel it back in and keep fishing with it. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to find that piece right there. See how it's been over? It was lapped over that. It went around and around and got lapped back over this piece where it comes in here. You're going to take that piece and pull it up and then pull it out and you're free. Sometimes it takes longer, and you'll see in my video I made about fixing backlash, there's a time or two it takes me a long time to get it out, but I got it out and I went back to fishing. I didn't mess up my reel. I didn't have to fish with a messed up reel. I fixed it. I imagine a lake this small, if I ain't caught one yet, I probably ain't going to. It's pretty shallow over here. I don't think there'd be any fish over here, but you never know. I can smell someone's been over here fishing with some of that stinky bait you put on your lures. That smell never goes away. I can smell it strong over here. I bought that once and I don't remember if I really ever used any, but it made my tackle bag. Yeah, I didn't spill it or anything, but it made my tackle bag stink forever. I think I ended up throwing it away and getting a new one. The things we do to try to catch fish. Sometimes when this thing gets loose, put it through a new spot. It'll hold better. We'll take the tail off and see what it does. Not near as heavy. Feels like it's doing its job a little better. I don't normally put those tails on there. But a good thing, you know, about winter is you may not catch anything, or I know I never do. But I learn from my mistakes. I learn different things. I try out new lakes. Now I know there's fish in this lake. Just because I see minnows around the edges, that doesn't mean a whole lot, but I know there's fish in it. If I hadn't seen those minnows, I would still be wondering if there's anything in this lake. Look, there's minnows. It's kind of deep right here. That doesn't mean a lot. It could mean something. Oh my goodness. Just gotta keep trying and it'll get out. I think I'm about to call it a day. If nothing else, I got out of the office and enjoyed myself for a few minutes, got some fresh air. Like I said, I'm planning on going fishing again tomorrow in the John boat. And we'll see what happens then. So y'all, please subscribe to my channel. Check out my videos. Just watch them as I produce them. And I'll have a video of tomorrow. If I do go, I'll have a video of that trip. Maybe I'll be able to catch something. Maybe that lake's starting to turn over. Like I said, it's still winter in my opinion. The lake I went to a few days ago, all the fish were really deep. I didn't get a bite, but I had fun. All right, let's call it a day. Go back to the office and do some work.